Hi guys, I'm here to talk to you about the Camacho Ecuador. Camacho's been pretty big lately. A lot of full-bodied, powerful cigars, and this one is supposedly more in their medium range. I'm going to go ahead and smoke it and do a review for you. Let's check out the specs first off. No surprise here. We've got an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, a Brazilian binder, and fillers from the Dominican Republic and also Honduras. This thing looks pretty good. Well, there's actually just one large vein running the length of it. A very well laid triple cap. The top cap is extremely small, should cut off nicely. Kind of a citrusy tobacco aroma. Not too much else to talk about. Let's get a cut. Very mild, raisiny pre-light draw. Kind of light on the pre-light as well. A little too easy to draw through. Alright, let's go ahead and get lit. Well, very interesting first off, very complex, and an extremely, and I do mean extremely, long finish. Still got the flavors from this thing on my tongue. Man, wow, that thing is just a punch in the mouth of flavor. A little bit on the citrusy side. Man, it's really kind of difficult to describe. This thing just hits you in the mouth with all this flavor. I think I better smoke it down a little bit, and then we'll come back in with my thoughts after I've had some time to collect them. Alright, I'm about 15 minutes in. And I am sorry, but I am still at a bit of a loss. I'll try and describe this thing as best as I can. It is a medium to full. No, nothing medium about it. It's heavier than a medium. There is that citrus note, but it's kind of only on the finish. And this is where it gets weird to describe. The citrus flavor is kind of on the top of the flavor, kind of after all the other flavors that come in. And it's super complex. It's really hard for me to nail down all the flavors I'm getting from this thing. It's kind of leathery. It's a little on the earthy side, but it's also kind of peppery. It's got a little bit of the pepper mostly on the draw, and then it mellows out in the finish. And then you get kind of that citrus. You get kind of that citrus kind of on the top, right there at the end. It's really quite interesting. I don't know what I was expecting, but this thing is, like I just said, a ton of flavor. And a decent amount of body too. So, talk in a bit. Half hour or so in. Pretty slow burning stick. The first ash fell victim to a Labrador tail. It's pretty common, at least for me. Bit of a transition. And the black pepper that was there in the first third is gone. And it's a really odd kind of an herbal spice. And when I say spice, I don't mean spicy or peppery in any way. I just mean more of like a kind of an herbal cooking spice, I guess. Just really kind of subtle on the end of the finish. And yeah, it's mixed with this kind of dark earthiness that's on the draw. This thing is very complex. I'm having trouble sifting through all the different layers, and I imagine that with this much left to smoke, there's going to be even more layers. Here we go. Alright guys, what a ride that was. A little over an hour, probably closer to an hour 15, hour 20 on that one, total smoke time. Pretty slow burning cigar. Alright, let's go over it again. First third, extremely complex. Some pepper, some citrus notes, a little bit of leatheriness in there. Second third, big transition. Change to I described it earlier as kind of a cooking spice, kind of herbal. I was thinking about it later on as it was continuing. Kind of more of a floral flavor, I think, is really what it was. And it was just kind of like that light flavor on the finish and just kind of an aroma off of the foot smoke as well. Kind of really helped that flavor along. Man, the last third was even more intense, but it was really odd because the pepper that was at the first third returned actually in the final third. So you get this really dark earthiness, the pepperiness, and then still with that floral aroma and flavor on the finish, made for a pretty intense final third. The whole cigar, I'd say, was a little bit on the intense side. It's, you know, at the first part it was kind of like a medium to full-bodied. If someone told me that was a full-bodied cigar, I'd probably believe them. Maybe just thinking it was a little on the light of the full side. So, that being said, tons of flavor, tons of complexity. If that's your thing, this is the cigar for you. Not something quite like I've smoked before. This is my first experience with this particular stick, so not exactly my cup of tea. I like the more simple flavors. Much like Ronnie, I'm a simple man and I kind of like more simple type cigars. But this one definitely was kind of a wild ride. If you like those complex, really meaty cigars, that's one of them. That about wraps it up for the Camacho Ecuador. Happy smoking, guys.